Hello. Welcome to BigGunner81 Live, everyone. I'd like to thank our sponsors first off here, BAT Arms and Eggleston Munitions, as I always do every week. BAT Arms is a local federally licensed firearms dealer located in Plano, Illinois, with hours by appointment. They offer a large assortment of firearms and accessories, including many unique items that fit your shooting needs. Go ahead and check them out at batarms.com, and with Eggleston Munitions, if you're a reloader, I suggest taking a look at what they have to offer. They're a manufacturer of polymer-coated projectiles, which offer the benefit of jacketed projectiles at a price point much more affordable. And the best part, they're made right here in the U.S., located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So check them out, egglestonmunitions.com. And of course, the links for both of those will be in the description below the video. And I want to go ahead and welcome everybody to the show today. We don't really have a strong game plan as far as what we're going to discuss today. Our plan kind of fell through last minute a little bit. But anyway, first I want to welcome Pete from the Range at 355.
Thank you.
And we got Ryan Wiggins, our in-house gunsmith here, and Thomas, who is a club member from ASC as well. And we shoot together.
How you doing?
So, yeah, guys. So we don't have anything totally structured out for tonight's show. Where do we want to begin?
It's the best way not to have it structured, Rick.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes we end up having a little more fun just basically shooting the breeze about stuff here. I don't have a whole long list of things that I wanted to really discuss, but we did have a couple. One thing I wanted to mention, too, which I thought was really kind of cool. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I have to pull it up so I can show it. I think our buddy over at BAT Arms has it on his page. So, Colt Competition Rifles has this Battle Flag AR-15 that's limited production, and they're doing some pre-orders on it right now. I'm going to share this with you guys so you can see it. And this is basically what it is. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know what the price point's really going to be as far as from the dealer level, but the MSRP is almost $1,400. I like it. I think it's a pretty cool looking deal there. Barry's going to have a couple of these. I think one he might be keeping for himself, and one he's probably going to sell. So check that out when he gets it in. I think it's just kind of a neat thing, the whole American flag, deal on it. So I wanted to share that. Yeah, it looks like it comes with a scope mount too, I believe, at least from the image there.
See, they got a whole grip on there, but they still got a mil-spec stock.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, but I don't know. That's one thing. It is kind of like a mix of like you got some of the regular M4 stylings in a sense, like the stock you pointed out, and flat top, but it's got a different compensator on it, and it's got a different forend, and stuff. So it's kind of interesting, but that was kind of cool. Plus, it's got a different trigger guard too, as well.
Yeah, it's a Magpul MOE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking it might be, but I wasn't sure if it was.
I can tell by that little curve right there at the bottom. It's definitely Magpul.
Just where it hooks, kind of right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, directly beneath the hook of the trigger.
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool when I shared with you guys. And he's getting one. We were going to actually have something kind of cool we were going to do a video on, but he ended up selling it, unfortunately. And that was I mentioned this to Pete earlier because this just kind of came up. He had a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. If I'm saying that right. And anyhow, he just got it in and he ended up selling it right away, and we were hoping to go play with it. He was hoping to play with it too. Pretty nice setup.
The Smith & Wesson 500?
Yeah. I had a picture of it. The one he actually sent me. Say it again?
Yeah, X-frame.
Is it the X-frame 500?
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not super familiar with revolvers, so I will probably screw up what it is. But I'll show you a picture so you can tell me and verify it. If I can actually screen share it here. So, can you guys see it?
Yeah. Now, I will freely admit that I have absolutely no clue about anything revolver related except for the fact that is an X-frame, and I am insanely jealous of whoever bought that.
Yeah,
because I am looking at one of those.
Likewise, I think that's a pretty awesome looking pistol. I was all stoked when he told me about this and sent me that picture like yesterday or whatever it was, maybe the day before even. And I'm like, that would be a cool video to make. I have not shot something like that yet, and I would love to do it. And so needless to say, when I talked to him today, he goes, I just sold it, and I didn't even get to shoot it myself yet. So whoever got it, awesome. Have fun, you know?
Those things are fun. We went out to the desert about 2 years ago shooting, and a buddy of mine picked one of those up and a watermelon. And he set the watermelon out about 10 yards. And no, probably 20 yards, 25 yards. And he shot at it twice before he actually hit the watermelon. And he turned around with his gun pointed down range. And he goes, dude, I just spent $5 trying to hit an 89-cent watermelon.
That's what we were discussing. He was saying, like, the wholesale cost on the ammo for that's like $1.50 or something. It's
at wholesale.
Mm-hmm. That's like wholesale pricing. So, yeah, it's not cheap at all. Ammo can be expensive too, anyway. But, yeah, the watermelon thing is always fun to do. In fact, I've got a pumpkin sitting on our porch from Halloween. I'm thinking that it would be kind of fun to take out to the range and have some fun with that.
You should put tannerite in it. Don't tell anyone you put tannerite in it.
That would be an easy way to not be able to come back.
It just exploded.
Yeah, it just exploded. We don't know what happened.
Are you guys allowed to have that stuff in Illinois?
I believe tannerite, yes, but our club, no.
Yeah, the club doesn't allow it, but yeah, we can have it here.
Right. Honestly, our club is pretty awesome. I don't just say that because we're members of it, but we have a lot of cool things that we can do that other clubs can't. You know, like shooting steel, and you know, we can take fruits and vegetables out there and water jugs and things like that. You know, there's certain rules you gotta follow. What's that?
And we can walk around while shooting.
Oh yes, and moving and shooting. Thank you. That's a big point too, as well. The whole moving and shooting, and not just during events, you know. But which I was doing that, I think, about almost not even 2 weeks ago.
I was doing that Sunday.
What's that?
I was doing that Sunday, all day Sunday.
There you go. See, I caught a couple hours because we have the radio show on Sunday nights, and so I only could get a little window of opportunity, and so I went out there for just about 2 hours, and you know, there was people on a lot of the ranges, and there was a couple of the small ranges open, but I was like, no one's using the 600-yard range. I'm just gonna use that. So you know, I pulled the cones out, drove my truck down range, and just set up and went ahead and used it. Got some moving and shooting in with the rifle and the pistol, and he's practicing doing like off-handed shooting or left-handed shooting, weak side or whatever you want to call it, whatever the correct term is. And
weak hand, strong hand.
Yeah, basically, trying it one-handed either way too. Just different options. Just kind of get used to it, nonetheless.
I want to see Rick weak hand Smith & Wesson 500 now.
Yeah, I don't know how that will go. I'd like to try it strong-handed first, double-handed, whatever you want to call it that way.
Yeah, just make sure you put padding around on the ground. Ruin that finish.
iPro,
right.
iPro.
Right. That is true. I'll probably end up dropping it and have it flat on my hands. But
I would love to hunt some hogs, one of those.
That would
Say it again?
Oh, yeah.
I would love to go down to Texas or something and hunt some hogs with the 500. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Texas made hog hunting legal from helicopters, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my wife over here to go do a helicopter boar hunt for our 5-year wedding anniversary.
Wait,
she's shaking her head right now.
Did you say illegal or legal?
Legal. You can fly around in a helicopter. Well, a pilot can fly you around in a helicopter, and you can shoot hogs from said helicopter.
Yes, I have seen that before, and I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not a hunter. I haven't, just because I've never learned how to hunt and just never done it.
Yeah, that's not even hunting, man. That's pest control.
Yeah, no. When it comes to hogs, I mean, just even living in Houston for a couple of years, I mean, that's pretty much all you would ever hear about on gun forums is people buying up a bunch of land and saying, "Oh, well, hey, I've got this hog problem on it. I didn't realize when I bought the land. What do I do about it?"
Right. Yeah, I've seen videos with that where the guy's got a Zeotech on his AR and a 100-round Surefire mag in it, and he's hunting these hogs that are running around and they're trying to fly. And I think that would be if it like you said, it's a pest control problem, so there's a legitimate reason for it. And some of these people actually do use them for food as well, as I understand. So that's an added benefit. If
you got to be careful with it. From what
you got to shoot the babies. You got to shoot the babies and the small females if you want to eat it. And those are the ones they want you to shoot. They get big. They don't really taste good.
Gotcha.
But when they get big and smart, and the males, I mean, they get really smart. and they are elusive. The only ones you're going to find out in the open where you can zap them from a helicopter are going to be the babies.
That's interesting. Yeah, I always thought it'd be kind of a fun just for the challenge of the moving target feature of being in a helicopter and having a hog that you're trying to shoot that's moving too.
Now do it with a Smith & Wesson 500.
From a helicopter.
From a helicopter.
Awesome. Yeah.
There's one video I saw.
It sounds like
a group of guys
making.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
There was one video on YouTube I saw, and it was this. They had this, posted on the video. It showed that it was a business outing kind of bonding experience. They went out and they shot from 2 different helicopters, and they actually went out and shot like 175 boars in one day. Wow. And there's a portion of the video where the guy comes down in a little, an R-44, I think those helicopters are called, and they get about 30 feet off the ground, and the pigs are all running in a line, and there's about 15 of them. And he's got this little SBR with the suppressor on it, and he just lays one round into every single one of their backs, and they just drop all of them. And he takes out the whole herd of them. But they're actually, I've heard recently that they're charging now for every boar you kill, you have to pay like $40 because it's becoming like a biohazard kind of cleanup thing. And they got to pay a crew to go out there and clean up all these dead hogs and cut them up, and they donate the meat to the. I've heard a lot of these guys are donating their meat to like homeless shelters and stuff like that.
I heard that as well. I forgot who. Oh, I know who it was I talked to. It was just another club member that I ended up buying some during the time that powder was kind of elusive in some sense for reloading. The guy was selling some H110, and I was talking to him, and he was using the 300 Blackout for hog hunting originally. And so he mentioned about that. He was doing a hog hunt, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, for a helicopter. And he was saying about how many they could basically take home or whatever, and they can only take home so many. So like part of them, the guy who was doing the piloting and all that got to take home or whatever. And he said, yeah, a lot of them they would donate too to like soup kitchens, like you said. I thought that's kind of an interesting concept. Help get rid of some of the varmints and help feed somebody that needs help. So
there's a company out there doing it with miniguns right now.
I've seen those videos. Those videos are awesome.
Yeah.
That would be fun. I know. I don't know if you guys know who Kalani Laker is. He's a local 3-gunner here in Arizona. He's a 3-Gun Nation Pro Series guy. He's got some videos up that he went out did aerial boar hunting a couple weeks ago before Nationals.
That's cool.
I was pretty jealous. He was out there for like 5 days.
I can't remember. Did we talk about Nationals last week? That was the week before, wasn't it?
I don't know. I haven't been here for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that.
I know. I forget. You're on often, and then I forget when you're not here because it's like, what week was that? So just out of curiosity, how did that all go?
Nationals was sweet. The 3-Gun Nation team, they put on one hell of a match, man. They really do. Even the regional series are the coolest matches I've seen. I've only been shooting 3-gun for like 7 months, 8 months, something like that.
Right.
But they got a crew that drives around the country, and they are some of the hardest working people I've ever met. And I've been in the military. I've been in the restaurant industry. They bust their butts and put on sweet matches.
Hey, we got
JJ made it.
Awesome.
What's up, brother? Look at the mounts there in the back. Speaking of, hey, JJ piped in just at the right time, man, to talk hunting.
Yes.
The hell is that thing?
He snuck up on me. He just came in the door.
Let me see if we can adjust your volume at all, because I couldn't quite hear you.
Hey, Ryan, JJ called me one day. He was picking up at O'Hare all of his African mounts from a safari.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
What's up, brother? Here.
Can you guys hear him okay or not? Because I was having a hard time hearing him.
No, he's not coming through.
Might have been a little bit.
I turn my volume up, and that's about as good as it's going to get down here in Hooterville.
So you might be having some connection issues. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's fine.
Okay. So, if we were saying, we were just talking a little bit about hunting and stuff, and like they were talking about the hog hunting and stuff from helicopters. So tell us about what you do exactly, John or JJ. Sorry. Yeah, Pete was telling me you work with for like Valor Ridge too. Yeah, that is cool. I mean, I saw that when he first started opening that, and I'm like, that is neat. I would like to one day go down and train there with him. He seems to be a very level-headed person in a sense, if that's the way to put it. You know, I like the way he talks on his videos and so forth as well. So, right, right. So what kind of training classes do you do specifically? Like what kind of curriculum? Okay, that's cool. So,
Hey,
yeah, go
hey,
ahead, Pete.
Rick, I was just going to say, JJ, tell us about your mounts back there, man.
There you go. Huh. I I know it was hard to hear you. I got most of it, but I couldn't hear where you said you were actually at. Hmm. Cool. Okay.
That's what I was waiting to hear. Yeah.
Nice.
Man, beer and cigars and sweaty thighs.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Can you actually bring them back too, though? Right.
Who are they going to tell, right?
Interesting.
No doubt.
So, yeah, I didn't get enough time to really prepare a whole lot of questions today. So if you guys have any that you want to ask JJ, go ahead and chime in. True. Yeah, although again, I don't really support drinking and shooting. Right. You know, but I don't,
It's supposed to be a party, not a government agency.
again, I gotta say, right, and I gotta say, drinking, you gotta do that after you do your shooting, though. You know, that's the way I look at it. I think that's the responsible thing to do, but I think it can be a part of it after you're done shooting, definitely.
Of course.
Yeah, that's when you go to celebrate.
Exactly. That's like we do after our matches. You know, like when we do
Absolutely.
3-gun or practical rifle. You go out and have some food and have some beer or whatever. You know. Same with us.
Yeah, it's the same here.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying. Is after you're done shooting, or if you're not gonna be shooting, sure, I get that. You know, but yeah, most ranges at least won't allow it while you're near it, which makes sense. Wow, I got you. Hey, I got a question I was just thinking about since we're talking about competitive shooting for JJ. What is your thought on competition as far as training as a training tool for like self-defense? Right. Okay. I kind of got part of that.
Sorry.
Yeah, and if you're shooting a gun, a limited gun or something that you're not going to carry on the street, then obviously that ain't going to translate either.
Yeah, that's true. I see what you're saying. Like if it's a totally I guess for lack of a better term, a gamer gun. Because a lot of people refer to like people who do like 3-gun or competitions as gamers. I've heard that term used. So if you have a competition style gun, yeah, it's gonna be a little different maybe from what you're using on the street.
Yeah, and
Right. I see what you're saying. It's like using the competition basically as a tool more so than a competition to win. In a sense.
and you know what, the match pressure of competition is good to simulate some of real world stuff.
Yeah, I get that too. Exactly. Like you were saying about the reloading and stuff, and the pressure of the time, and the trying to do things quickly and stuff. I can definitely see that as a benefit.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, malfunctions. That's a good point too. Because they do happen. Right.
Shooting and moving, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Pete were talking about that too recently. No, go ahead. Right. I agree with you on that too, but I've heard people say you get like the muscle memory and you should train the way you're gonna fight. Basically, I've heard that term used before, or that statement.
Yeah. And think
That's the
about
term I always use.
Say it again.
Yeah, I was going to say, and think about for JJ and I, when we started shooting, it was combat and bullseye, and everybody went to Camp Perry. That was the goal,
Right.
to be distinguished. So you either shot, a 45 and a 22, or you shot a wheel gun.
Right. So, but as far as the distinction between doing shooting for defensive purposes, let's say, versus the competition, it seems that we're saying that it sounds like we can do both. We can distinguish. It's possible to distinguish between both, depending on the situation. But I've also heard that before, where people have said that you have to kind of train with one mindset because you're going to end up acting like you're in a competition mode when you should be in a self-defense mode.
Well, I think what that comes down to, too, is when you're training, that no matter what discipline it's for, especially if you're doing CQB or something like that, it's got to be very serious.
Right.
You know, and there's got to be a difference even when you're doing sims or some other sort of training like that where you're doing person on person. It's just got to be serious and not grab assing and all that kind of stuff.
True. I can see that. You take competition seriously and take like you would take it seriously if you were training to protect yourself.
And you've also got to consider the fact that at some point common sense is going to kick in when you are in one of these situations. You're not going to think to yourself in a life or death situation, okay, I should keep half of my body exposed to this guy who's trying to stab me. You're going to attempt to move away from the threat and engage the threat as it becomes available to you.
Yeah,
in competition, there is no threat to you, so the mindset should change. Well, hopefully, should change automatically.
Right.
Yeah, and guys, I want to be clear. I think personally, competition shooting is fantastic, and I think it helps prepare you for the real world. I mean, although there's different disciplines in that, there's nothing like match pressure to get you ready for the real thing.
Right. And speaking of the different disciplines of competition, something I was going to mention too. We kind of talked a little bit about this before, about as gun owners, kind of coming together to stand up for our rights, and whether it be like in a political standpoint or like in your club, if you want to be able to have something in your club that how I say it, like your club politics. There's different disciplines in every club sometimes. You got guys that are into shotguns, guys that are into shooting bench rest, shooting rifles. You got guys that want to do competitions. And I see sometimes that we're divided in a sense. Even if it comes down to tactical people and people who want to do just competition stuff. And I think we need to be more supportive of each other in our different disciplines as far as shooters go. I've heard people that'll knock other shooting disciplines, for whatever reason, because it's not like what they like to do or whatever, or they just don't believe a certain thing. But when it all comes down to it, we're all people who support having firearms, and we should act like it. At least that's some of my general thoughts. I don't know. I have not yet. I wanted to go. I have not been able to go yet. I am an ISRA member, as well as NRA, too. Yes. Yeah. Right. Couple interesting things about that too. I thought was kind of interesting as far as iGold goes. You don't see much news coverage of it on any stations. Like they don't really make much of a anything available about it. Go figure, right? Being in the media, and
In
there's so many
Illinois.
people in Illinois, but there's a lot of people that are at this event. I mean, I forget what the number was last year, but I mean it was a huge turnout. 8,000 people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would think there'd be some type of coverage when you have 8,000 people lobbying in Springfield on one day every year, and there isn't. But for obvious reasons, it's media. Second thing was we actually had the president of ISRA, Don Rand, on our On Target Radio a couple weeks back. He was in the studio with us. So seems like a pretty nice guy. I mean, Okay. Yeah, he seemed like it was a lot of fun. I mean, we were walking down the studio, he just seemed like a pretty cool guy. So, yeah, interesting. I definitely recommend that to anybody listening that's lives in Illinois, or even if you don't, if you want to just help a good organization, join the ISRA. Why not? Maybe one day we'll get rid of our stupid FOID cards, and then our friends from out of state can actually buy ammunition when they're here and so forth.
Not while Madigan's still in office.
No, probably not. But we got to still try to make any effort we can to help fix the laws. Yes, go ahead. Cool. Right. Right. It's some money. That's a good question. Why is that? Okay. Yeah, I can understand. Here's my question. Not interrupt you. My question is this: so, what determines the amount of money? Just the volume of shooters, and where does the money come from? Just from the sponsors, basically? Because I was gonna say I couldn't see that amount of money coming from the entry fees. Oh, John's got something he's looking at. It's either a picture or what is that? I'm sorry, I keep saying John because his name says it. I mean JJ. Yeah. Well, that's cool. See, I'm a big supporter of women in the shooting sports, no doubt about that. I was just trying to figure out exactly like their question, the answer to it, as far as where the money comes from for their prizes and why it's offset like that. More equality. Good. What is? I'm sorry. Oh, really? Okay, I got you. I agree. I'm a big, like I said, I'm a big fan of having women in the shooting sports. I want to do whatever I can to help them and get them into it because um, I think it can be a very empowering sport for them. It's an empowering sport for anyone, really. But um, I think it's just a good sport in general. I want to see more of a balance, I think, is the way to put it. Um, I think it's a great idea. So, yes. And right.
But you know what, Ryan? We were talking the other day about why people go to a big box store and maybe pay more than they would from buds or from walking into some gun shops and that, where the prices are closer to retail. And maybe it's that young guy that doesn't know a heck of a lot about guns that they have a welcoming environment or whatever, at Bass Pro Shop or whatever, because they probably feel more comfortable there than maybe being around some salty dudes that are talking guns or even carrying a gun. And
Right.
with us, with our range, that's one of the things we really want to attract women into our place. So when it comes to even the decor of our retail area, we want to make it a comfortable environment so that a woman walks in maybe to buy a gift certificate for her husband, she all of a sudden says, hey, maybe this is a place I'd hang out, and it's kind of a cool environment, sit and talk to my friends with like-minded individuals and learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah, you want people to feel comfortable regardless of their gender when they come into the retail environment and a range like that. I think that's great. That's another reason.
Regardless of their age.
Yeah, regardless of their age, exactly, or any of that. So, I mean, that's why I'm also a big proponent of it. I'm a big supporter of what you're trying to do and everything. As you know, I like to follow along with taking pictures every couple of days of the range being built and all that. It's been a fun process to go from seeing the empty lot there to something that's this dream being built into reality.
Exactly, Ryan. We got to get you up here, man.
We do.
We are.
Yeah.
So.
He's here with
what's
us.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up in the Chicago area.
Yes, you can't bring any of your super fun toys up here, unfortunately, but most anything else you can. There you go.
Well, no, he's an 07. He can bring him up, can he?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. It might be fine for you then in that case. I'm not sure exactly how the laws work in the intricacies of them, but like we said before, if you don't want to fly with them, our sponsor, Barry from BAT Arms, is willing to help you out with that and figure out how to get them to up here for you if you ever want to come shoot like 3-gun with us or anything. So, yeah. Right.
Ryan, you could ship them right to our. You could ship them right to us.
There you go. That's right. That's true too. Pete's gonna be opened up pretty soon here, and you can do that too. So that works. We got people here to help you.
Yeah.
I've got the for 2000.
You can come and shoot a practical rifle in February with us.
Yes, we all year round we do matches.
It'll be like negative 15 degrees outside, snowing.
Yeah, you want
to hit a 400-yard target.
El Nino, man. Oh, right on the lake there.
Yeah. Well, Brian, like I said too, we do a practical rifle, but we also have the 3-gun. We have 4 dates for next year. I can give you the dates later on, but if you ever want to come out, you're welcome to come stay with us. So we'll help you out wherever we can.
Oh, yes.
There you go. We're gun friendly, so
Hey, Ryan, I got a question for you. Since we're lucky enough to have a gunsmith. Hey, so I've been talking to one of our friends lately about 45s and the evolution of 45s with, so-called drop-in parts now. Back in the day, you had to be an expert on everything, and not that you don't now. And I don't mean to degrade being a gunsmith, because when I hear the term gunsmith, I have the greatest respect. But can you talk a little bit about some of the stuff that people are advertising as the drop-in parts? And obviously the barrels are better and a lot of the parts are better nowadays.
like the hand fitting type stuff.
Well, that I've I've even seen some of the drop-in parts that come with a little file and little tools to tweak. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it's funny because I always say, talk to 4 gun guys and get 8 opinions. Sorry, JJ.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard a little bit about too. As far as that goes, as far as the reliability of 1911, some people complain about them a lot, but I don't have any experience with shooting one. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I have very little shooting experience with 1911s. I haven't had enough to make any real judgments of myself on it.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead,
Brian.
Or- True. That's what I've heard. Like, true. That's what I kind of was told. Sorry, go ahead. Okay. That's the cold temperature is a valid point. Like Thomas was mentioning about coming out and doing a practical rifle with us, in the extreme cold temperatures. It's a great way to test out your gear. I mean, to get outdoors and do it in the cold. I mean, some people are like, "Oh, I want to do that. It's not fun." Who knows? You never know what situation you might be in if your gun's gonna be cold for some reason. You never know. So why not try it out?
I'm looking forward to it, man.
I am too. I have not been to practical rifle in a little while because I've been three gun and this and that, and I want to get back into practical rifle again too, and see how that goes. But I do enjoy some of those extracurricular type things we get to do there, like the cold temperature shooting, the occasional night shoots that we have. That was kind of a cool thing. I don't know. Did you go to that too, Thomas?
I was not able to go to the night shoot, but what I was going to say while you're making these comments is,
Sure.
by all these guys that you watch them talk about, oh yeah, I'm big into competition shooting. They have their own YouTube channels and sponsors and whatnot. And the second it starts raining, it's like, I don't really feel like going and getting all my equipment dirty. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, that's what I live for. I look forward to practical rifle being wet and cold and dirty because I want to see how much that functions. I want the weather to be bad when I go out there. I mean, I want it to be just short of lightning and tornadoes, and I am fine. That is my element.
That's right. So JJ was going to say something. We couldn't quite hear you because you guys are talking. So go ahead.
Sorry.
So
that is awesome.
So
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Hey,
That's interesting.
yep. Hey, JJ, remember the new operator school we had? It was 17 below, and if you had, so Ryan, at the time we were shooting a 9mm M16A2, and we had select fire on our rifles our carbines at the time, and it was so cold that the bolts were seizing up on everybody. So the same thing, you had to get them dry. If you had lube on it, you were seized up. Yeah. Well, especially when it's such an extreme temperature. Like that. Yeah, but when you get used to that 100-degree desert stuff and you go to 45,
Yeah,
that's cold.
40,
It's drastic.
40 feels like you're walking around in a snowstorm.
Especially damp.
Oh, I know. The problem I have when it comes to cold weather shooting, for some reason, I don't know if I got frostbite at some point or what, but if my hands get cold, I can't get them warmed up again. It takes forever. Like, so when we're out doing shooting and stuff, we're out there for hours, and even with wearing gloves, I have to wear like thick enough gloves and try to keep my hands warm. Or else once they get cold, I'm almost done.
You got to keep those hand warmers with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's blood flow, man. You get too cold and your body stops sending blood to your fingers. You gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, that's
I end up out in the field. I'm a field service tech for a contractor that works for banks. So I'm out in the elements almost on a daily basis when it comes to the winter. So last year I was out. It was negative 15 degrees, and I was on the phone with our tech support guys, going, "Look, I need to get this fixed because right now I can't feel my arms."
yeah.
You know what? One of the top rules in winter survival is never hold your pee either, because your body's got to warm up your pee.
I didn't even know that. Interesting fun facts.
Yep.
Right. I can hear part of it. That's the problem. I know it's his volume. I can't do anything with it, unfortunately.
Oh no,
There you go.
here I've got a spare, John. I'll mail it to you.
There you go. We'll get him set up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's something because we had a hard time getting him on tonight anyway with getting him to log in and everything. There's just some issues with his browser and stuff. So he got that figured out. Next time we'll get the audio figured out so everyone can hear him. Is there anything else you guys want to throw in? Because I know it's a little after 10 o'clock now. So um, we'll start with JJ. If you have anything else you want to throw out there. That's good. Hmm. I know Pete's trying to get back on. His computer shut down on him. He might be back in a second.
Yeah, I'm back on, but
I know.
not sure what's going on.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up. I know we can't see you right now, but is there anything else you wanted to throw out there?
Thanks for having me. Hey, in a great Chicago company that started up here, Jackass Leather turned into Galco Gun Leather, and one of the accounts we're going to have, and Bob Hansen, our rep from Phoenix, was up here last week, and great company for concealed carry type holsters and that.
Awesome. Yeah, that is a great company. I know that's like I said before, David Lombardo from On Target Radio, he recommended them to me as well. And I also want to say, too, thank you, Pete, for the sponsorship for our 3-gun event this weekend we got going on. So there you go. Back
Yeah,
on.
my pleasure.
So we're excited about that. We're going to see you out there, too. I know you're going to come out and hang out a little bit and do some filming and stuff with it for us, and that'd be cool.
Going to have the drone back out.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Put on the drone, and we'll get some good pictures and some video, too, whichever stage you end up putting your banners up on, your banner. So, yeah. And, Ryan, you got anything else you want to throw out there?
Ah, nice.
That's awesome. It's like a long trip. I appreciate it. We love having you, so it's awesome. Again. And Thomas, thanks for jumping in tonight too. It's always cool. I know you always send us comments on Target Radio when we're live, and appreciate that as well. That you're interacting with us. So.
Absolutely, man. This is a blast to be on. If I can throw just one last kind of a nerdy comment in.
Sure. Go for it.
I am a huge history nerd especially when it comes to firearms and history of war and things like that. So anybody here who's interested, I'm sure most of us are NRA members.
Yep.
The NRA Firearms Museum recently just accepted serial number 001 of the IWI Tavor SAR. So they have that article up on the NRA blog, and that's the
cool.
reason I'm rocking the IDF T-shirt tonight.
Nice.
I am a huge history buff. This is just another reason for me to want to get out and actually visit that museum sometime. So yeah, go and check that out if you're anything like me.
That's cool. By the way, speaking of that museum, I'll mention this real quick. Down in Missouri at the Bass Pro that they have in Springfield, which is their flagship store, I visited that a few months back with my brother-in-law, and they actually have an NRA mini museum built into it as well. I thought that was just kind of a cool thing. Definitely something neat to check out while you're there. I mean, they have a lot of cool displays in that store too. I mean, they have alligators inside the store or whatever, crocodiles. I don't know what the difference is, but they got a lot of cool features inside that place, and I thought it was neat. And they had the NRA thing, but unfortunately, they wouldn't allow for photography and videography or anything like that inside of the museum, believe it or not. So otherwise, I would have had some pictures and stuff because they had some just interesting things. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being on tonight, and I want to again thank BAT Arms, our sponsor, and Eggleston Munitions as well, our other sponsor. And until next time, go out and have some fun shooting.